Hello, everyone. You're listening to Cloud Next, your go-to source for cloud innovation and leaders' insight. Brought to you by Global Dots.
Every industry has its survival guides, but in tech, the only one worth reading is written like a comedy roast. We're live at CloudHub Berlin with someone who swears he's not here as himself. Our guest is publishing under the name of Adam Korga, partly because his real Polish surname tends to terrify conference hosts like me, and partly because this book pulls no punches and he would like to remain semi-anonymous. He's a battle-tested veteran of the tech world with nearly 2 decades of scars from startups that broke things and enterprises that broke people. I'm Ganesh, the awesome solutions architect at Global Dots, where we research innovations every day so you don't have to. Today, we'll decode IT Dictionary, a survival manual for anyone who's ever wanted to set Jira on fire, politely blame users, or make it through a corporate meeting without losing their soul. But first, we must ask, why publish a book under a pseudonym instead of your real name?
Well, there are, as you mentioned, 2 reasons. One is my Polish last name, which is not the easiest to remember. For Polish standards, it's easy to pronounce, but for Polish standards. But also, I didn't want to pull punches, and sometimes direct connection between full-on satire could be risky for professional reasons. So.
And you claim humor is the only sane coping mechanism in tech. Is it sarcasm, or is that career advice for people in tech?
I don't consider it a career advice, more like a life philosophy. Basically, every hard stuff is easier to cope, to digest with a bit of humor instead of treating everything serious. And well, in IT and Polish culture, it's quite common. In IT, British humor is all the time, everywhere. In Polish culture, there's a lot of laughing at hard stuff as well as just to remain sane.
So do you keep it a secret from the people you work with? Are the people you work with aware of you?
Oh, believe me, they do.
Believe me, they do. So you didn't do so well. Your book walks us through 5 realms of tech hell, which are core IT, agile rituals, corporland, startupism, and AI. Which one would you personally pick as your eternal punishment?
Oh, I have to admit I'm torn between agile rituals and corporland because they both come with their endless rituals or alignment meetings. So it is, in both cases, slightly different variation of death by 1,000 meetings. So.
Yeah, I have to say that probably agile rituals would win it for me.
Agile itself is not bad, but as I titled the part, it's agile rituals and other cargo calls. So the problem starts when it becomes cargo calls.
Yeah, I can think of numerous examples in my own career, which I won't get into, but it's like agile for agile's sake, I think is definitely one of the things that's happening there.
That's exactly what I mean. And
yeah.
Early readings suggest that people recognize this almost as a documentary. So.
But you have to pay the Scrum Master, so you need to keep up the agile rituals.
Yeah, I am professional Scrum Master. I worked as Scrum Master. I'm team lead working in Scrumban. So I've seen many variations and I know how it goes.
So you're part of the problem in some way.
Of course.
Of course.
I'm not hiding. Everything I've written is drawn from experience.
I was going to say from experience or about yourself, maybe. So behind all the satire, what's the one brutal truth that you want a young developer to take away from this book?
I'd say every system, complex, advanced system is difficult. But the real problem starts when we go into extremes. So if you look at the book, first part, core IT, represents pure, very harsh sarcasm that developers and engineers show. Agile rituals goes on the other side where everything has to be polite and nice. Then corporland describes full bureaucracy mode, where idea needs to get aligned. And on opposite force, you have Startupistan, where you have total anarchy and Jesus take the wheel, let's go. And all of them has some advantages. There's a reason why they are so common and popular. But if they go to extremes, we start having problems. It applies in IT and not only, I think. So that would be the main lesson, I think.
And you mentioned that IT Dictionary is the first piece of what you've described as a bigger trilogy, from satire to cataloging failures to understanding why we humans keep making the same mistakes. Can you give us a sneak peek into what's next and why you see it as one connected journey?
Yes, sure. I'm not sure if trilogy is a really good name because the tone will shift quite a lot. But you could think of it as IT Dictionary just shows how the industry doesn't work, what is wrong in there. The next would be about disaster stories. Title says everything, Fuck Up Almanac, but focused on not just making fun of what went wrong, more about what are the lessons and what's the value of postmortem, of analyzing mistakes and how to make sure that we don't make them again. Then third would go even broader, go outside engineering and go into common mental traps and repeat thinking errors that as a humanity we keep repeating, and they go, as I started drafting, as long as the written word goes. So they all show how we can analyze and learn from mistakes to get better. And at some point, I actually realized that there is a systemic thinking in practice, because when I started explaining some concepts with very surprising analogies, like Kubernetes as a CIA agency, used to explain entire architecture, really it is possible. I found out that this hits people, and I think that it will be a good base to go into systemic thinking. I'm definitely not a person who invented it. There are really good books about that. But you can use that. I think that mixed with my weird and specific sense of humor, it might reach to some other people, and maybe potentially fourth book, because why not?
Well, we definitely look forward to them. Everybody who works on production frontline systems definitely needs more humor in their life, that's for sure. And we're happy that you're bringing it to us. So, Adam, real pleasure chatting to you. Any parting words before we leave you?
Well, I just hope that people will enjoy the reading, and thank you for having me.
Yeah, pleasure. Thanks. Great for coming on. Thank you. That's it for today. Thank you all for listening. If you're ready to rethink your cloud practices and cybersecurity strategy, then the team and I at Global Dots are at your disposal. We've been doing it for over 20 years. It's what we do. And if I don't say so myself, we do it pretty well. So have a word with the experts, don't be shy, and remember that conversations are always for free. I'm Ganesh the Awesome, and this episode was produced and edited by Tom Mulvidson, sound editing and mixed by Bren Russell. Stay tuned for more episodes.